Hi everyone, welcome to the classes on engineering mechanics. Today we'll be continuing our topic of motion of rotation. This is our third class on motion of rotation. So we'll be continuing our problems. Here is our problem. A flywheel rotates with a constant retardation due to braking from t is equal to 0 second to t is equal to 10 second. And it had made 300 revolution. Okay. So a flywheel is retarding from t is equal to 0 second to t is equal to 10 second. And it's not mentioned that whether it's at stationary after 10 seconds or whether it is not mentioned its velocity at a time is equal to 0. We don't know its initial velocity and final velocity. So it's only mentioned that it had made 300 revolution by this time 10 seconds. Okay. And the next thing, at a time t is equal to 7.5 seconds, it got an angular velocity of 40 pi. It is started from some velocity. We can denote it as omega naught. After 7.5 seconds, its velocity is 40 pi. Okay, that's they have given. So we have to calculate the value of constant retardation alpha, total time taken to come to rest. It's not mentioned that after 10 seconds it is not coming to rest. We have to calculate when it will come to rest and the total revolution made before it's coming to rest. Okay. So we'll be writing the data whatever we are having, and we'll be writing the equation, that is S is equal to, that is it had made 300 revolution by the time 10 seconds. We will write the initial velocity as omega naught and the time taken is 10 seconds. So we'll be writing this equation S is equal to ut plus half a t square. Since it is a retardation, we'll be giving a negative sign. So u is the initial velocity omega into time is a 10 second minus half into alpha is the acceleration. We don't know the value. We'll denote it as alpha itself, and time is equal to 10 seconds. So we got the equation as 600 pi is equal to 10 omega naught minus 50 alpha. 600 pi means 300 revolution. 300 into 1 revolution is equal to 2 pi. That's equal to 600 pi. So this is our first equation. The second equation, at a time t is equal to 7.5, we got an velocity of 40 pi. Again, we will write the equation v is equal to u plus at, where v is the final velocity, that is 40 pi is our final velocity. Initial velocity we don't know. We have already noted initial velocity as omega naught. Again, we are using the same notation. 40 pi is equal to v is equal to u plus at. And since it is a retardation, we will be writing v minus at or omega naught minus alpha t. So 40 pi can be written as 40 pi is equal to omega naught minus alpha into 7.5. So we can write the value of alpha as omega naught minus 40 pi divided by 7.5. And we will be substituting this alpha in the above equation. 600 pi minus 10 omega naught minus 50 alpha. We will get the value of omega as 100 pi. We have to calculate the value of constant retardation. We have to calculate the value of alpha. Substitute the value of omega in the equation. We will get the value of alpha as 25.1 radians per second square. Okay. The pi can be substituted as 3.14. So 25.1 radians per second square is our alpha. First thing we have calculated constant value for retardation we have calculated. Then we have to calculate the total time taken to come to rest. So we got the initial velocity as 100 pi radians per second. When it is coming to rest, its final velocity will become 0. So we can use the equation v is equal to u plus at, where final velocity is 0, initial velocity is 100 pi. We can calculate the value of time taken as 12.5 seconds. Okay. And the third thing we have to calculate the total revolution made. You can use the equation S is equal to ut plus half a t square, or theta is equal to omega naught t minus half alpha t square. Omega naught value we are known, 100 pi. Time is known. Before coming to rest, it had completed 12.5 seconds. So this is the time. Time is equal to 12.5 seconds. Alpha is known, 25.1 radians per second square, and its value is minus since it is a retardation. So we will be writing the value of S is equal to ut minus half a t square. We get the value of theta as 312.5 revolution. This is the value of theta. We have calculated all the three values. Okay, these are basic problems. And now next we are going to study how we will be converting angular velocity into linear velocity. Suppose an object is at the circumference of a disk rotating, what is the velocity of the object? One object is here and another object is here. Whether these two having the same velocity, because both are attached to the same disk. That is given by the equation V is equal to R omega, where R is the distance from the center to the object. If the suppose the disk is rotating at 100 rpm, the object is at the center, the velocity of the object is equal to 0, because it is not moving, it is just rotating. Linear velocity, because the value of R is equal to 0 at the center. As the value of R increases, its value of linear velocity also increases. Suppose the object is here, it will have a velocity v1. Suppose the object is here, it will have a velocity v2. Always v2 will be greater than v1, since r1 is greater than r2. So linear velocity is given by the equation r omega, where omega is the angular velocity in radians per second, r is the distance from the center, v is the linear velocity in meter per second. So to convert angular velocity into linear velocity, multiply with the radius, or to convert linear velocity to angular velocity, divide it by radius. Okay. Next thing we'll go into is the angular acceleration. So linear acceleration and angular acceleration. So alpha is given by d omega by dt, and a is given by dv by dt. So we will be writing alpha as a divided by r, or alpha angular acceleration is given by linear acceleration divided by radius, or linear acceleration is given by angular acceleration into radius. So simple relations. Okay. We'll go through a problem. A car is moving at 72 km per hour. So don't forget to convert kilometer per hour into meter per second. Kilometer per hour can be converted into meter per second by multiplying 5 by 18. Okay. So its value is 78 into 5 by 18, it will be 20 meter per second is its velocity. Okay. The wheels are at 75 centimeter diameter. Again they have used another unit, centimeter. We'll be always using meter as our diameter unit, and they have mentioned radius. We will be writing the equation in terms of radius. So we'll be converting into meter and radius. Find the angular velocity, they have asked about omega, of the tire about its axis. So we have given the value of v, we have to calculate the value of angular velocity alpha. The car comes to rest at a distance 20 meter under uniform retardation. So we have given initial velocity, we have given s, we have to calculate the value of alpha. Come to rest means final velocity is equal to 0. So we can calculate the value of retardation a. From that we can calculate the value of angular retardation also. Angular retardation is given by linear retardation divided by radius. Okay. First thing we will be calculating the linear velocity 20 meter per second. Radius is given by 75 divided by 2, that's 37.5 centimeter, that's equal to, it's a centimeter, that's equal to 0.375 meter. Okay. First thing we will be calculating angular velocity, which is given by linear velocity divided by radius, that is equal to 53.3 radians per second. The second thing we have to calculate the angular retardation. For that we need linear retardation. So linear retardation can be written as the equation v square minus u square equal to 2as. We got the value of final velocity, that is car comes to rest. Car is at the rest position, the final velocity is 0. Initial velocity, it is written 20 meter per second, the distance travelled is 20 meter. So we will be substituting v square minus u square is equal to 2as. V is final velocity 0, u initial velocity 20 meter per second. 2 acceleration we have to calculate, and the distance travelled is 20 meter. So we got the value of acceleration as minus 10 meter per second square. We have to calculate the angular retardation. This is the linear retardation. The angular retardation is given by linear retardation divided by its radius. Okay. We will have one more type of question in rotational motion, that's we have to calculate the instantaneous velocity and acceleration. Normally the distance will be given in terms of an equation, that is theta is given in terms of an equation. We have to calculate the value of acceleration and velocity. Velocity is the first derivative of displacement and acceleration is the second derivative of displacement. Or we can write displacement is equal to 18t 3t square minus 2t cube. We will read the question. The equation of angular displacement of a particle moving along a circular path, radius is given at 200 meter, is given by 18t 3t square 2t cube. Okay. For theta is the angular displacement they have mentioned. We have to find out the angular velocity. Velocity is given by first derivative of displacement, that is d theta by dt. Will gives the angular velocity. Acceleration given by second derivative of displacement, d square theta by dt square. And at the start means at a time is equal to 0. At the start means at a time is equal to 0. So we'll be writing the equation d theta by dt, 18t minus 6t, first derivative will be 6 minus 12t, first derivative. Okay, and we will be taking the velocity and acceleration at a t is equal to 0. So we'll get the velocity as t is equal to 0, we'll obtain omega is equal to 0, and acceleration at t is equal to 0, we'll get alpha is equal to 6 radians per second square. Next thing we have to calculate the time when the particle reaches the maximum angular velocity. Time when the particle reaches the maximum angular velocity. The velocity is given by d theta by dt. The velocity will be maximum when its first derivative is equal to 0. That is, for finding the maximum angular velocity, we will be differentiating the value omega with respect to and we will be equal to 0. So dw by dt is equal to 60 minus 12t, that is 60 minus first derivative is here, and equating that is equal to 0. We will get the value of t is as 0.5 second. So at t is equal to 0.5 second, the value of omega will be maximum, and we will find the maximum velocity by substituting the value of t as 0.5 second in the equation of omega. That's we got the equation of omega here. We will substituting the value of t is equal to 0.5 second in this equation. We will get the value of omega is equal to 19.5 radians per second square. So we got the time when the particle reaches maximum velocity is at t is equal to 0.5 second, and the maximum angular velocity is given by omega max, that's at t is equal to 0.5 second. We substituting the value, we will get the value of 19.5 radians per second square. So these are the general questions comes from the topic rotation. So we'll be stopping the topic rotation today and we'll discuss with the new topic for the next class. Okay, thank you.